No question, this is an open and shut case.
Totally. Let's wrap it up and get out of here.
If you're all ready with your ballots, hand them in. Thank you. Okay, we have guilty, 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 not sure. Come on.
Not sure? Give me a break.
What? I'm not sure. I have a right to be not sure, don't I?
The rest of us heard the same testimony, and we all voted guilty. Come on, I've got an important meeting with a client.
I'm just not convinced. The defendant, Mr. White, maybe it was an accident like he says, or maybe he was provoked into punching the plaintiff.
Maybe. Look, he broke the other guy's nose. I say we award the plaintiff his $1 million and get it over with. This is a clear case of battery.
Well, not that clear, actually. The evidence sort of points to guilty, but I was wondering about that accident part myself. When I was listening to Mr. White on the stand, he didn't really seem like the type who would go around punching people for no reason. Did you have trouble with that?
Me? I don't know, maybe.
The only trouble she had was staying awake during the testimony.
Would you mind reading back that part about the actual encounter?
The defendant claims, from the attending doctor at the hospital, there, like I said, open and shut.
Can we get this over with?
That last part, do you mind? I told Mr. Garrison he had to do something about his mangy dog or I'd call the police. Then he came toward me and says he tripped on the rug. But to my mind, he was lunging at me, so I put up my hand to protect myself, and well, somehow his nose got broken.
Somehow? Sure. Noses just don't get broken.
Exactly.
I don't know. Broke a few noses in the Navy. As a boxer.
Oh, brother.
Come here. Want a demonstration how easy it is?
Give me a break, huh?
Could we dispense with the macho stuff, please?
The cartilage in the nose happens to be extremely breakable. It's a medical fact. Ship's medic had his hands full of noses.
That's a funny image.
Could we get serious?
I am serious. If Garrison tripped and fell into anything, the defendant's hand, the coffee table, the floor, just the impact, he's a pretty hefty guy, could easily snap his nose. Sounds right. What do you think, pal?
Well, yeah, I was confused, but now White's testimony is starting to add up. I watch a lot of sports, football, amateur boxing, like the Olympics. You see nose guards all the time.
Look, Mr. White had the motive to punch him. He was there at the guy's house complaining about Garrison's dog. He called it a mangy mongrel, and this had been going on for years, driving him nuts. He even tried to poison the mutt, for God's sakes.
That was an unfounded allegation. Where's the vet bill? Where's his witness? If the dog was that sick, why didn't Garrison show some shred of proof?
I guess he should have.
And this certainly wasn't a mutt. This is a purebred Irish Terrier, and they're a very sensitive and rare breed. Poison would have killed it. I'm a dog person.
I like cats.
So what do we know? The barking was keeping him up nights. I can understand that. Dogs, car alarms, noisy neighbors. Of course, I don't live in a fancy neighborhood like these guys, but who wouldn't complain? But that doesn't mean you lose control and just haul off.
The evidence, the testimony, the doctor's reports, the photographs, all the elements of proof have been clearly met.
Clearly? Not for me, they haven't. My instincts tell me that Mr. White...
Instincts? We're supposed to be dealing with facts here, not instincts.
Take it easy, mister. A little respect, if you don't mind.
Well, we're not supposed to be psychologists here.
We're not executioners either.
That's pretty dramatic.
The plaintiff is suing for $1 million. That is pretty dramatic. White would probably have to sell his house to come up with even half that kind of money. It's like a financial life sentence.
You know, he's probably insured.
We're getting off the point. Why do I have to keep reminding everybody to decide this based on evidence? The consequences to people's lives is not our problem.
Well, I don't agree with that. Let's go over it all one more time.
From the attending doctor at the hospital, quote, "The injury sustained was caused by a blow, possibly a fist to the nose."
Possibly a fist. Not necessarily. If White thought the guy was coming at him and put up his hand to protect himself, and he connected with the guy's nose, well, I believe that's exactly what happened, and nobody can prove otherwise.
Do you believe this?
Look, maybe he has a point. All I know is that it's getting late.
Well, let's have another vote.
I was just going to say that.
This is absurd.
Why? Because it's not turning out the way you two wanted?
Look, I don't care how this turns out. All I know is that it's getting late.
Forget the ballots. Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Definitely not guilty. Never thought he was.
I'm convinced. Not guilty.
Sure, okay, whatever.
I don't like this, but not guilty. Let's get this over with.
Thanks, Sal, for hanging in there. You helped us all do the right thing.